Live. We are in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Real Canada in the building. Once again, we are back with more webinar extravaganzas, baby. Let's get it popping. We got Tara in the background, man. She's backstage getting ready to get it popping, y'all. Going to deliver some great information here today, ladies and gentlemen. You know how we do. Real Canada in the building, baby. We're going to get it live all the way popping. Let's go. Get ready to learn. Let's get ready to turn up, y'all. Big up to everybody for showing up on time. 17 of y'all beat me to the webinar. I love it. I love it. Let's go. Everybody in the chat, throw it up in the chat, man. Let me know who y'all are up in the chat. Make sure y'all put y'all names in the first category so I can shout y'all out, man. But everybody, right now, throw it up in the chat. Let me know who's up in here, man. Let me know who's up in here and where you're from. Where are all my peoples? Y'all haven't said nothing in the chat yet today. What's good with y'all, man? Y'all quiet. Let's go. Who's in the building? Let me know. While we get ready to queue up, man, and get everything started, man, I need y'all to pick, oh, that's right. Class is lit, always in the building. Class is lit, is always in the building. Latiana, what's up, Latiana in the building? I think you're from Brooklyn, right? BK all day, let's go. Let me know where y'all from. Human Resources, Cali in the building, let's go. Latiana, Brooklyn in the building, BK all day, baby, let's go. James is here. James is ready to learn, baby. We're going to get some manufacturing action going, y'all, because it's all about producing product, man. Everybody's chasing another thing, but there's many ways to get to skin the cat. There's many ways to boost your entrepreneurship, man, in the cannabis industry, and manufacturing is one of them. That's why I got Tara here today. She's been going through the trenches, man, and she's going to give us some inside information about what it really takes to do it. And y'all see her on stage every single year. She teaches y'all a whole bunch. She's super knowledgeable about the rules, regulations, what's going on with edibles. We're going to talk a little bit about that too. So y'all get y'all questions together. You know, that you have any questions about what's going on with the edibles, state of edibles in New Jersey, man, the ingestibles, because you know they put a lot of rules and regulations on dosing, maxes, and all of this stuff, right? But now I start to see it kind of, you know, come to fruition, and I'm seeing some changes. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, man, so that we can be on the cutting edge. Cutting edge, ladies and gentlemen. Class is lit, ready to take notes. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. BK in the building, Cali in the building. Puerto Rico is in the house. What's up? PR, baby. Let's go. Puerto Rico. Oh, let's go. Big up to Frankie Cutlass, my guy, making the Puerto Rico PR anthem. One of my guys, Frankie Cutlass, used to work with him all the time. Puerto Rico. Ho, black people. Let's go. All right. Luke Church in the building. What's up? Puerto Rico. Luke says he's Puerto Rican too. What's up, Luke? All my Puerto Rican people in the building. Let's go. All right, y'all. Throw it up, man. Big up to everybody coming in on time. Rosette, what's up, Roseland Edibles? In the building, checking in on Tara. You know how we do, man. This is Real Canada family, man. Everybody's got to come in. Wepa. High living. Let's go. My PR veterans. Wepa. Let's go, baby. Brennan's in the building, Tennessee, Chattanooga in the building, baby. That Chattanooga Choop Chain, baby. He's got that banger. That banger, baby. Let's go. Yes. All right, Luke has got some questions. Luke, we're going to answer them for you. Edna, you looking forward to it, guys? All right, guys, I got to get ready to do some announcements, man. Y'all keep chiming in and tell me where y'all are from while I'm doing this at the same damn time, right? Because y'all know how we do, man. I'm going to make sure I get you in and out on time today. I try. But the information's so good, sometimes I gotta extend, you know what I'm saying? But if y'all wanna learn, this is where it's at. So ladies and gentlemen, first announcement for the day, the most important announcement for the day, realcannabisentrepreneur.com. Go to realcannabisentrepreneur.com. Get your tickets right now. They are on early bird special. That means you can get them 50% off, ladies and gentlemen. And that means dirt freaking cheap, y'all. It's actually less than it cost me to put you in the building, that you can get a ticket right now just by acting early, man. I like to reward my people who take fast action, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, my ticket, I started them so low this year. Guess what, y'all? You can get a ticket starting at $57 right now. $57. I'm making sure that everybody gets the information. We're leveling the playing field. No barriers here, baby. So let's go. Go to realcannabisentrepreneur.com, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you get your tickets. We got some exclusive stuff. And I told y'all, I need to correct my own freaking title, because it is now Real Cannabis Psychedelics Entrepreneur Conference, ladies and gentlemen. We're going big, and Tara's got a whole bunch of mushrooms and functional mushroom products and psychedelic stuff she's going to get into, man. And so y'all know this is going to be a bonanza. So we're doing psychedelics this year, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be off the freaking chain, y'all. So make sure you're there. One time for your mind. We're going to expose and show you some other things that you can do and get into business right now. Remember, Tara was the one that got into the cannabis business while she was in an illegal state, New Jersey, and figured out a process that was all the way legal to still enter the market. And that is what we're going to talk about at the Psychedelics Conference as well, because psychedelics, we got some challenges, but there's lots of different ways. People are already doing what Tara has done, following her lead and finding ways to profit. Even when it's not legal in your state, there's many other ways that are legal ways for you to get it, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you're there, realcannabisentrepreneur.com, realcannabisentrepreneur.com. Oh, and by the way, all of my early birds, guess what else you're going to get? We built it already, the system that allows you to go in. So when you go in and register, you're going to tell the system, you're going to say, hey, I am a dispensary owner and I'm looking for product owners or cultivators or whatever it is that you might be looking for. The system's going to pop up and populate all of the people that you said that you're looking for, and it's going to match you. And you're going to be able to go through those individuals, check out their LinkedIn profiles, and request a 10-minute speed dating meeting, y'all. This is going to be off the freaking hook. This is the way we're going to make connections upon connections. A 10-minute speed dating network. We had a whole room set up for it, guys. Early birds, guys, there's only limited slots because I'm doing this with my speakers, my sponsors, my investors, some very important people. If you want to get those positions and get in and get those meetings with those individuals, you need to get a ticket right now. Get a ticket right now. Go to realcannabisentrepreneur.com. Get a ticket right now so that you can get in the system, ladies and gentlemen, and you can get in our matchmaking speed dating system, man. And it's super freaking dope, y'all. This is the way. And I'm dubbing this, because of this system, right? I'm always solving my own problems. And I go to lots of conferences. Tara goes to lots of conferences. We all go to lots of conferences. And, we waste about 95% of the time talking to a whole bunch of Joe Schmoes and about 5-10% of the time talking to the people we really want to get to, right? So my marketing brain says, why don't I make it easier for myself and every freaking body else? Let's make it so that you can just schedule an appointment with any of the most important people that you need to get to so that you can get all your meetings done before lunch. That's why I'm calling this the shortest cannabis conference ever, ladies and gentlemen. This is called the shortest cannabis conference ever, because you can get all your most important work done before you even go to freaking lunch, y'all. That's the way I love to do it, because when I start smoking and chilling, I don't like to talk too much. So I always got to wait till the end of the day before I start smoking. So now I can get all my work done in the box, go smoke, chill, drink, do whatever later in the day, kick it, and my work is freaking done. Yeah, baby. Shortest cannabis conference ever, baby. Make sure you sign up now for you to get access to Tara and many other speakers that are going to be on stage. You guys can get 10-minute meetings with them at realcannabisentrepreneur.com. It is coming up in Newark, Doubletree. This one's going to be big. October 18th and 19th, ladies and gentlemen. Don't miss it. Get your tickets now. And like I said, if you get it early, you're going to get a chance to get those meetings and those real good appointments with some very important investors, people, and other people in the building. You know what I'm saying, Brett? Brett says, yeah, man. Hell yeah. Valerie, TACFO, accounting in the building. What's up, Valerie? Cali in the building. Redding, California in the building. Let's go. Rosette, you should be a speaker. Let's go, Rosette. You already are. Let's put you on stage. Let's go, man. Rec House fam in the building. Luke Church in the building. Rec House fam. All right, Luke. Represent. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting too crazy. I got to stay on schedule. Let me go. Back to my second announcement. Getting too wild. Y'all get me excited like this, but I got to, stick to the script. All right. So my second announcement here today is Cannabis Consulting, guys. If you're going through the licensing process right now and you need help, you need resources, you need team members, you need financing, you need investors, you need ways to save money to get through the damn thing. You ain't got enough money. You need to shave costs. Well, guess what? I got every single way to shave costs and help you get through the damn process for the least amount of capital with the best team members and everything else that you require to save you time and energy, ladies and gentlemen. Go to realcannaconsultant.com if you're interested and you're in going through the licensing process. Maybe you're out of the license process, you need other help. Go to Real Canna Consulting right now. We got all types of solutions. All types of solutions for everybody, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you go there. All right, second one. You guys always hear me talking about, no, actually, I'm going to do this one. Dispensary grand opening marketing. You saw me at Evolve down in Bordentown. You saw me at September 5. You saw me at Nowhere. Saw me everywhere. Guys, if you want to blow up your grand opening marketing, and you don't want it to be crickets like some of the other ones that have been out here, then you need to holler at me. Go to realcannamarketing.com, realcannamarketing.com for the dispensary grand opening marketing that we do. Myself, I come out, I host the whole thing, man. Make sure that it's popping. We bring all the influence. We got the DJs. We make sure that we post up. I do a big marketing for you via email. We got the largest list of cannabis investors and the influencers, babe. So if you want to get it popping, go to realcannamarketing.com. Realcannamarketing.com. You get your grand opening popping. All my dispensary owners in the building, and you want to get it popping, go to realcannamarketing.com. All right, next one up. Omnichannel marketing for cannabis, ladies and gentlemen. You also see the way that we've been filling this up, and this is the first time I'm doing this. We have accumulated the largest database of cannabis license holders, over 30,000 in my database that I've done over 6 years. It took me to do the damn thing. But guess what? This is the first year that I'm actually giving you guys access and ability to leverage all of my hard work over the past 6 years and market your products and services. So if you have a product or a service that you need to get in front of license holders, whether it's retailers, whether it's cultivators, manufacturers, whatever, holla at me because I'm the one that can get it in front of them. Go to realcannaadvertising.com, realcannaadvertising.com, ladies and gentlemen. You got a product or service you need to get in front of cannabis license holders, baby. I got something for you. This is the one, and it's a combination of everything. The reason you see me doing webinars, stuff you see me doing on the podcast, other things you're doing on the blog, all of those things, I'm wrapping it in. You get professional copywriting, all the stuff that I do, man. I'm a direct response copywriter. Guys, you get it all. It's done for you. Nothing for you to do. Go to realcannaadvertising.com. All right, one more announcement, then we're going to bring on Tara. One more announcement, y'all. Let's go. Y'all in here getting busy in the chat. Hold on, let me catch up real quick. Empress in the building. What's up, Empress in the building? Cannabis royalty right there. Empress in the building, baby. If y'all don't know Empress, y'all want to see her this year at the conference as well, man. One of the most OG in the underground legacy market. Empress, man, over 50 years. Longer than most of us been on the planet. My queen Empress. She's been doing the damn thing and still doing it, man. Support her. Empress, Herbs for life, man. Big up to Empress. In the building, you know what I mean? Girl on the Greyhound bus, Cynthia, that's you again. She used her same title. The first time she watched our webinar, she was on a Greyhound bus on her way to New York to come to a cannabis conference. So she was viewing the webinar, and she still keeps that title. Girl on the Greyhound bus, big up to you, Cynthia. You know what I mean? Always checking in. Yes. Luke says he's got a 45,000 square feet facility fully stocked with equipment and solvents. We custom build system too. All right, Luke, you got it popping, brother. You in Jersey? Shoot me an email, Luke. Any one of the marketing emails from Real Canna, just reply back to it. I need to holler at you, my brother. Maybe we can put some things together. That's what it's all about, y'all. Yes, Brent. And you know Brent's on it. My guy, one of my mastermind members. Rosette, one of my mastermind members. All of my people in the building, guys, and I'm going to do my last one about our private cannabis mastermind group. Ladies and gentlemen, you hear me talking about it all the time. This is our private cannabis mastermind group, man. If you are tired of going at it alone, this is the industry where so many things are ungoogleable. If you need to get the information to grow your cannabis business, guess what? Go and check out our private mastermind group. We started it with 5 individuals in New Jersey, and we've grown it out to over 186 cannabis professionals all across the planet, ladies and gentlemen. 186 cannabis professionals all across the planet. We are now the largest, not mastermind in the U.S., but in the world, ladies and gentlemen, by far. So if you need help growing your business, you want to get around people like Tara, like Ken B, like Dr. David, like a whole bunch of other people that you're going to see on stage as me that help you grow your business, help you get it, learn and sharpen your business skills. Go to realcannabisentrepreneur.com/mastermind, ladies and gentlemen, okay? realcannabisentrepreneur.com/mastermind, and that's where we help each other grow each other's business, man. We help each other with resources. We help each other keep up to date with what the rules, regulations, compliance, and all other kinds of stuff that it is impossible to do as one person in this cannabis industry. You need a group. You need a tribe. And if you guys need a tribe and you're ready and you're serious about it, this is not a free group. So if you're really serious and you're ready to get it popping, go to realcannabisentrepreneur.com/mastermind. There's an application process. You will talk directly with me to ensure that you are qualified for our mastermind, ladies and gentlemen. But if you about it, go to realcannabisentrepreneur.com/mastermind. All right? Mastermind. Let's go. All right. Yes, man. I'm almost on time, y'all. I'm almost on time. Yeah, man. All right. Yes. All right. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Last ones, man. Sandy in the building. That's right. St. Vincent in the building, baby. More of our international superstars. And he's one of our mastermind members as well. Cannabis and Cannabinoids and coconuts, man. Sandy's got some exclusive stuff he's doing over in St. Vincent. He's working with some of the pharmacies over there, working with the government, working with the Rastas, working with all indigenous people in the Caribbean islands. My guy Sandy's in a part of our mastermind group, guys, because we talk about just not what's happening nationally, but internationally and what's going on across seas. And there's many opportunities. And as a marketer, I always tell people the biggest opportunities are almost always international opportunities because people are scared of international. And if you're not scared, there's a whole lot of money to be made, ladies and gentlemen. So you need to start looking at international cannabis opportunities. And if you want to learn more, get in our mastermind group to be around cannabis professionals that are from these countries that are going to walk you through what's going on, boots on the ground, guys. Go to realcannabisentrepreneur.com/mastermind. All right, Alicia in the building. Let's go. Philly in the building. Philly in the building. Rosette, Arizona in the building. And RKTMKTG. RK, you got to put a name in there. I can't pronounce all that. RKTMTGBT.com. All right, whatever, y'all. All right, let me stop playing around. All right, y'all. Let me stop playing around. Let's bring in Tara. Let's give her the right intro. Y'all know how we do it, Real Canna, man. We can't clap for her because we're not live, so we got to do it on the keyboard. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, everybody hit the T's on that keyboard right now. Everybody hit the T's. Put the T's in the chat. Put those T's in the chat right now for Tara. Let's put the T's in the chat. Let's get her hype. Let's show how we do it, Real Canna. She's been on. She's an OG in Real Canna, but she know how we do. We got to bring it in right every time, baby. We got to bring the energy. Let's hype her up, y'all, because we hype her up. She's going to give us more information, more good stuff. Yeah. Let's go, Luke. Let's go, Brett. Let's go, Rosette. Throw the T's in the chat. Are y'all ready? Oh, y'all getting crazy. Okay, yes. Yes. Dad Brigger in the building, baby. Another one of our mastermind members. Dad Brigger in the building. Throw the T's up. Oh, they getting live. Dad Brigger got 4 layers of T's. Okay, baby. I like that. All right, we ready, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go without further ado. Let's bring in. Come on. Hey, let's go. What's up, Tara?
Hey, Gary. How you doing?
How are you? I'm doing good, doing great, man. How's everything with you?
Everything's great. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me. I loved your intro. What I particularly loved is shortest cannabis conference ever. Oh my God! Like, can we get more of that? Can we get like shortest licensing process ever? Shortest legal contract ever? Like,
we might have to spin off a whole brand of on this.
Right? Yeah, please do that. Usually, shortest isn't a good thing, but in this case, oh my God. Yeah.
Exactly. We want it. We all welcome the shortest, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why we're doing it. You know me, man. I'm going to always change the game and do something different. While everybody's going left, I got to go right. That's our marketer brain, right? We cannot do what everybody else does, ladies and gentlemen. If you always want to get bread and always want to be different, do something different. Don't talk like anyone else. Don't move like them. Don't make products like them. Don't make it look like theirs. Don't have a name similar to someone else's. Get your own stuff, guys. I'm telling you, it's really how you build a brand. And Tara is the biggest proponent of that, man. And we have her here today. So Tara, without further ado, man, let me just let you do a brief intro for those who don't know who Tara is. She's been heavily ingrained in the whole fabric of the cannabis industry here in New Jersey. But for those who don't know, Tara, why don't you give them a quick intro of who you are, what it is that you do, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Gary. So my name is Tara Sargenti, but in the industry, everyone calls me Tara Masu. It's because I started in this industry 15 years ago.
Holy moly.
Oh
she's a old quadruple OG.
One of the funniest thing to me, they said, "Is there a black and white photo of you turning canna butter?"
Right?
Maybe. Yeah, so 15 years I've been in this industry. 2009, I founded my first cannabis company, Blazin' Bakery, which started a add your own herbal brownie mix, which worked in a legal loophole where people could take their own herb and the mix made it stronger. So that's how I got in. Spencer Gifts found it, and it was in 2,000 stores in 3 countries, which was amazing. And then 2018, when Governor Murphy got in, I kind of pivoted away from business a bit into activism and advocacy, at which point I became the executive director of the NJCBA, the state's largest cannabis trade organization. And I helped write a lot of our adult use and medical legislation, including I am the creator of the micro license. So that was...
Did y'all hear that? We have the creator of the micro license in New Jersey. All of you micro license holders and everybody else has got it. You need to be thanking Tara right here because she's the one who sat there, did all the work, put all the stuff in position, man, to make that happen. Big up to you, Tara, for that. I didn't even know that until Tara had it. And I've known Tara for years. She's got so much history that, you know, we talk so leisurely. Sometimes we forget about certain things. But yes, Tara's the one. Big up to you, Tara, for that. Big up, big up, big up. Yes.
Thank you so much. I wish it was a little bit better, but you always got to compromise in life.
Yeah.
In cannabis. But yeah, so I did that, and then I got 5 other people licenses to fund my own license. So you know, did a lot of consulting for people with a lot of money, and then when I was done with that, I was able to fund my own, and now I am almost ready to open my cannabis manufacturing facility. The culmination of this crazy journey to manufacture cannabis edibles, vapes, pre-rolls, everything. But you know, first things first, edibles. But,
yes,
that's
edibles.
the journey.
Yes. Look at everybody blowing you up. She's a beast in the industry. That's right, Tara the GOAT. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We got her here. That's right. And that is awesome, Mike. Tara's the one, man, making it happen. I told you guys, we bring you the real deal here on Real Canna, man. I'm telling you, if you just need to be in a building, if you want to meet all the right people in one spot in the shortest cannabis conference ever and get it all done, you got to be there October 18th and 19th. Tara's going to be on stage. Everybody's going to be there. We're going to do it big, man. And she's doing it big, not only with the edibles, but now moving into the actual manufacturing part of things. And that's what we're going to talk a little bit about today, y'all. Manufacturing, micro manufacturing licenses and what it all takes to get it all done, man. And some of the other things that that you all need to be considering in terms of product production. We want to talk about producing products because everybody's chasing the retail game. Everybody's chasing this game or that game. Guys, there's a lot of ways to slice the cat. And some of the brands are going to be worth far more moolah at the end of the day than any of the retail operations or cultivation operations. That's for sure. So brands bring big money, ladies and gentlemen. That's the reason why you should pay attention to how to build a brand. So Tara's going to talk to us a little bit about that. Tara, let's get going. And let's talk some bit about building a brand. Building a brand, right? And you built Blazing Bakery. Let's go back a little bit. Blazing Bakery, and you built that brand, man, really got it out there, got it in national chain stores, all that kind of thing. What does it really take if you had to give one piece of advice for those new jacks that are out here looking to build their brand, looking to get their product out there, their stuff started? What are some of the most important things they should be focused on when you are building a solid brand?
Sure. So the one thing you said that is something I would get a billboard and tell people is like, do your own thing. Like, oh my God, if you make a Stony Patch Kid, like, I want to talk to you. Like, stop copyright infringement. Stop doing ideas other people have done 400 times. We don't need like the millionth just cherry gummy. Like, stop. So, but if you are gonna do that, do something. Just take it and do something weird. I'm not gonna give anyone ideas. I need ideas right now.
Right, but do something out of the box.
So weird,
guys.
Yeah, like, you know, whatever. Do a maraschino cherry syrup one. You know, do something like bar themed and put it in drinks. There, that's something weird. But anyway, do something weird. It doesn't have to be good right now.
Right.
But and then packaging is super important to a brand. I was so if anyone knows Wild Gummies, WYLD. I was talking to a family member who just purchased them and knows nothing about cannabis. I just explained to him what indica and sativa are, like total noob, and he said, I just purchased these because the box looked cool. And it's just that they are a gummy, exactly what I just said. They're a gummy coated, sugar and flavored. They're good marketing, they're good quality, they're tested, they're this, they're that. But they haven't really done anything remarkable, but their packaging is really cool. So when it comes down to a brand, that's really just it. Do something that's not been done before and put it in a pretty package, and you're halfway there.
Yeah, man. Consumers, and that's a great point, Tara. And I just want to reiterate this, y'all, to everybody else, as I do marketing to help a lot of my retailers and helping them with merchandising and helping them how to move product and stuff like that. The consumer has no idea about differentiators. Like Tara says, most of them they don't know the indica, sativa differences, all the terpene talk we talk. They don't know any of that crap. They're just coming in and doing pretty much what Tara says. They're going off of either a flavor that they like, or the packaging that they like? And most of the time, the packaging is the opening door. It's the one that allows you to pick the product up, start looking at it. And most of us, you know how we do, man. We start looking at something, we don't want to think too much. We be like, yeah, give me one of those, and then let me try one of these, and then let me try one of these. So packaging is ultimately important right now. So that's a really good point, man. And you got to make it shine and step off of those shelves, because you're competing with thousands of other of the same. Just like I said, Tara said, you got gummies. There's a million gummies. What's your differentiator? You can say anything you want, but at the end of the day, they're not even reading that until they pick the box up. So the first entry point is the package design. So very, very, very important, man, to building a brand. So Tara, let's talk a little bit about when you're doing this and doing going after distribution, after you have your product, and then you got to get it out there. You got to market it. You got to sell it. Let's talk about that, because that's the hard part, selling, getting it out there. And what did you do to really get yours going? What were some of the things that you said that really helped you kickstart the brand?
Yeah, well, I was in my 20s, so I luckily had the freedom to just go as I pleased, and I just traveled the country. I went to every event, because now in Jersey, you could go to a cannabis event every week, maybe every day, if you really
right.
At the time, there was like 2 in Jersey all year, and I would see Weed Man and like no one else. It was just people protesting. So when I started, I went to states that were a little closer. No one had legalized. Started 2009. The first state to legalize was Colorado in 2014. So the first 5 years of my career was just going to smoke shop conventions, going to this one little festival I heard about here, So that's not hard. It's so easy now. Like I said, you could just go to one every day. Bring a stack of business cards that you could get for like $1. I mean, everything's like so cheap compared to what it used to be able, come out, go to a networking event, go to the shortest cannabis conference ever. Just go to these things, talk to people. Obviously social media and stuff like that. It goes without saying, you have to market your brand, create an email list, things like that. But I would say my greatest return on all of this has been just talking to people. Things like this, where I get on stage and I meet people. I throw up my socials or my email, and then we follow up, and then they meet people. And working through NJCBA, I've that's like 2,000 members. So just that alone is a massive network, and those are all mostly license holders. But none of this came from anything. Like, there was no magic bullet. I just went to everything, talked to everyone. I wrote freaking legislation to meet important people. Like, nothing was handed to me, and it just took years and years and years of hard work. And with cannabis restrictions, Gary is a bit of a genius in this, because it's heavily restricted. So don't think you can just go on social media and write like, hey, I have the best, cannabis gummies ever, because your post will get flagged, your account will get banned. Like, it's not like other industries where you can just do the typical, like, hey, write me a marketing plan. And, it's very specific, and in a lot of ways it's a little bit behind, because you can't do with a lot of things that technology has made marketing so much easier. You're just barred from all of them.
Yeah, man, it's hardcore. It is hardcore for sure in cannabis. But y'all heard Tara, and you heard what she said. You heard the key message that she stated was, I went out there and did the legwork, man. I just went out there and hit everybody, did it hand in hand. Hand in hand is actually the much greater way. All of us who's been in business, I own a 27-year-old digital marketing agency, and I run with a lot of older business owners, and all of us say the same thing. We do more deals outside of the office than in the office. And by far, we do way more deals outside the office than in the office, guys. You got to go establish those relationships. People want to look at you eye to eye. They want to hang out with you, want to chill with you. When you do that and you establish those bonds, I mean, you go from 0 to 60 so fast over a person who's just emailed to try to sell that person, or a person who's just phone called that person to try to sell them. But you went out and hung out with them, chilled with them, made a bond. That is very different than any other business strategy. It's been one of my most effective and fastest ways to get to the money. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to get to more events, more stuff, and Poly Network and get it out there. That's for sure. Now, Tara, let's talk about the state of
Gary, I see someone in the chat. I don't want to not answer people's questions. I think they misunderstood what I was saying. So, hi, Edna. You said I didn't address distribution. What I was saying is, when I meet people, I meet dispensary owners. and I meet people who are wholesalers, distributors, I meet cultivators. So within that is distribution, it's relationships. You could meet a distributor, you can form your own network and just have one-on-one conversations with dispensary owners. So distribution really just, it still all comes down to relationships.
Yeah. All about the relationships, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, the reason why you got to get out there and network and do the damn thing. And it is a numbers game at the same time. You got to get out there and do your numbers. You got to really, really pump. The more that you talk, the more people you talk to, the more your sales will increase. That's for sure. Now, Tara, I want to talk about the state of edibles in New Jersey, because I know initially, we had some very strict rules in place. Now they've kind of loosened them a little bit, said we can do, X amount of milligrams per serving, per package. And I want to talk a little bit about what's happened. And I haven't followed it all closely. So has there been any other changes that allow some of the other people to remember when we first began, we couldn't do any edibles, right? I remember, Tara, you were like, sorry. Remember, we were on another webinar and you were telling people like, Tara, how can I do this? I want to do this with my brown. And you were like, sorry, guys. Guess what? We can't do edibles yet. That was when we were earlier in New Jersey. So let's talk now where we're at now,
I almost forgot those days existed. You want to talk creative. So it was tablets, cereals, chewables, capsules, tinctures, and something else. Soft chews. I was like, chewables. You could chew anything. Anything can be chewable. Always looking for those legal loopholes.
Right? That's a good one.
Right?
Chewables.
So right now you can pretty much make what you want within reason. The parameters are, it has to be shelf stable. So when I tell people, if you think of a supermarket, think of the perimeter, the fruits, the vegetables, the meat department, the dairy. Those things are not shelf stable. They require refrigeration. Think of everything in the middle on the shelves, that's shelf stable. So that's pretty much what you can make within the confines of, it just needs to be something that the dispensary doesn't have to, like other states have ice cream. We can't have that. But so that's still pretty broad though. That leaves a lot of room for creativity. You can ship it there frozen. It just, it would be up to them to want to maintain something. But that's within the type of foods. Now that said, there's nothing that weird out there yet. No one's making pizza or anything like that. It's your typical, gummies, chocolate, cookies, brownies, that kind of thing. Yeah. So, but now's the time we see more manufacturers coming online, and a good piece of advice that someone said who has a license, and I think it's probably what I'll do as well. As much as I do want to make all these weird creative products, and I will, we'll get there. Right. The best thing you could do is just give the CRC your first product that's easy. Just get something passed, form that relationship, let them see you're compliant, just hand them a gummy, do something simple, get your brand on the shelves. And then once they feel comfortable with you, they know you know how to do your formulation records and your sourced ingredients and everything that, all the testing, all that. They're like, okay, she knows what she's doing.
Right.
Then push the envelope, but don't start there. Don't, come out the gate with something great. Well, you could. That's right. What I'm thinking is a good strategy. But if you want to, come out the gate with cannabis pizza and try to get that approved, go for it.
Yeah. That's a good suggestion. Start slow. Starts with something tried and true, ladies and gentlemen. Get something that's in demand, right? Because you are selling to other people that they're going to sell for you, right? So they want things that they are assured of. The store owners, the retailers want to make sure that you got a product that's going to move. Remember, when you're producing product, it's not just about having a product that looks pretty great and that you like it. It's about how much demand there is for that product, because you can make all of the greatest product in the world, but if there's no demand, no store owner is going to take that from you. You have to build the demand for the product. So there's a chicken and the egg kind of thing, making sure that you do something unique and different, but at the same time, knowing that you're in a niche, that there's a big, a larger demand that could be obtained there. So some things to think about, you know what I mean? Things to think about. Edna's asking, Edna, you on point. Edna's asking, does New Jersey have any distro license open yet? Yeah, they do have distribution. Don't we have distribution? Yes, I think the license is open, but I don't know anyone who has one.
There was a 3-month social equity period where you could apply early. I think that was like December through something like that. And then they opened it up wider. I think they've been submitted, but nothing's been approved yet. Don't completely quote me on that, though. Definitely, I know all the information is on the CRC website. The license is out there. I know there was a 3-month period. but it's in the works. I know none of them are live though yet, at least as I
Yeah.
checked 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Not yet, Edna, but they're coming. We're coming. We're coming. We're getting more broad and diverse in the market. So things are happening, man, in real time. And Tara, I want you to give some. You talked about formulation records and some of the other things you mentioned that some of the retailers and other people want to make sure that you're solid with. And I want to talk a little bit about, because you're a master formulator. You've done so many different products. I want you to give some formulation tips. Tell people what formulation is for those who don't even know what the hell it is, and then let's say what are some good tips? And if you're going to formulate, what's some of the tips you would give to a person to say, man, this is what you want to make sure. You want to make sure you do A, Y, Z. X,
Yeah,
Y,
the dosing was something you mentioned in the last question. That has not changed. It's unfortunately for adult use, 100 milligrams per edible and 10 milligrams per serving, and they have to be delineated. So if you think of like a Hershey bar, each one you can break off, you would know where 10 milligrams are. So you could sell a 100 milligram product, you just can't have it be like a cupcake and you don't know how much a serving is. So within a formulation, I think the industry trend is really moving towards targeted formulas. So I wouldn't just take distillate and put it in something and call it a product anymore. That goes back to differentiating yourself. It's, people are looking for targeted effects. I mentioned indica sativa, but there's really no such thing. I mean, there's people who are, trying to get back to landrace strains, first cannabis strains, and they're trying to reverse engineer back to them. But everything's some level of a hybrid now. There's no pure. But what you look at is you look at the profiles, the terpenes, cannabinoids, the esters. There's all these different things in a cannabis plant. So something I'm going to be doing, which is rosin, which is whole plant extraction. And you just take it out with heat, and there's no chemicals involved, and you're really capturing that full profile. So it's a different level of effects. There's a couple on the market now. The prices are a little crazy, but that's about everything in Jersey. Hopefully we see that trending down. But so yeah, that would be my first thing, would be targeted formulas, definitely. And then my second thing would be shelf stability is huge. I remember when I was doing brownies, and there was this company called Lazy Cakes, and they were terrible. They put melatonin in brownies, and it had a cartoon brownie on it. It was terrible. And like
melatonin brownies, y'all see, you gotta get creative. It didn't work out for them, but you gotta get creative.
It was called Lazy Larry, and there was this like cartoon brownie laying on it, and children ate them and went to the hospital.
Damn!
Everyone was fine. I don't think anyone died. It was another of like, oh, really? Like, this is what gives it a bad reputation. But the other thing is they went moldy really quick, which is hard. Brownies are hard. They crystallize, they get moldy. It's a real science to make them not expire. Those brownies had a 3-month expiration, which is solid. But even at that, I would have, when I would go to booths at conferences, people coming up to me and saying, oh, is this those Lazy Cakes? Oh, I had to throw them all away. They got moldy. I got stuck with all this. So I always feel like there's that fine line to walk between creativity and shelf stability, where it's like, yeah, I can make a really cool pastry that expires in 3 days. And, I throw out stuff all the time. So I'm like, I overbought. I ain't get to that, things like that. But then you're like, you want something that sits on the supermarket shelves and tastes fake and terrible and chemical. And I think it's always a balance in between those two, of trying to create a formulation that has decent shelf stability without, So, yeah.
Yeah. Y'all heard it now. You heard it now. She gave you the blueprint right there. She dropped the science on you. You have to find a comfortable medium between making something cool, doing what you really want, and shelf life, right? Yeah, that is the one that you're always battling against. Every food manufacturer is always battling against shelf life, right? And you want to make the cake the way you want it. You want to make the brownie the way you want it. But guess what? You're going to have to add a couple more things. That's going to change the flavor profile a little bit to preserve it. And that's where the back and forth goes down, right, Tara? And I want you to talk a little bit about that process, because people don't realize this. See, people just think you just make something, put it in a package, send it off. No, there's science involved. That's what she's talking about. If you make something and it's all wrong, and then it starts going moldy, and you don't put the right ingredients or use the right preservatives, or you start using some preservatives that are slightly toxic, now you've isolated, you've did some things that some of your customers are not coming back because you did this. You got to think of all these different things about what should I use, what type of preservative should I use, how long shelf space is ideal. You got to test that shelf life. You got to see if things maintain. So Tara, talk about the back and forth that goes with formulating, man, and just, this whole process of shelf space.
That's definitely something I should have tested on that you just mentioned is testing. Testing is huge. And so ideally you want to do it at 3 points. You want your cultivator, your cultivator will be testing the plant. So you know what the plant is that you're receiving, what the percentage of THC that contains. Then you're going to do your extraction, whether you do hydrocarbon or ethanol or rosin, whatever type of extraction you do, you're going to get oil. Then you're going to have to test that because you need to know, people do these home recipes and they give a precise dosing. And I always think, have you sent this to a lab? Because when you have a plant, and let's say it's 25% THC, and now you extract it, you can't assume 100% yield. So it's not like you just take that many grams, do 25% of it, divided by how many edibles you have. It's not that simple. Right. So there's always the yield, the loss, there's a lot of variables. So you have to test the oil too. So you're testing the plant, you're testing the oil, and then you make the edible. And in a commercial environment, you really got to make sure you're distributing that oil of whatever type throughout your mixture, whatever type, if it's batter, if it's whatever you're making. And there can't be any hot spots. You can't have this dose be 20 milligrams and this one be 5. They all have to be 10, and they all have to weigh and within, fractions of a gram of each other, hopefully, or a gram or two, for that dose to be concise. And that's part of the reason gummies have become so popular, because when you're looking at different types of anything, food, very hard to get that precise weight to be identical for everything. And if the weight isn't precise, the dosing isn't precise. So, and of course, then that final edible has to be tested to make sure you nailed it when you were mixing and, divvying up however you do. So the 3 points of testing, and you have to pay for each one. But if you want to work on that skill now, you can test Delta 8, Delta 9. I don't want to get into the whole alt cannabinoid discussion. That's a whole nother thing. But if you just want to get your skill level down, you can totally do that with those products and start seeing what that looks like. And it's not a cheap thing, but if you're looking to make edibles, it's something you should probably learn now, depending how hands-on you want to be. If you're going to be making them yourself, if you're just going to contract manufacturer and say, hey, here's my idea, do this. Maybe it's not as important because the person who has the license had to learn that. So it's definitely something to consider.
Yeah, lots of great points in there. Tara. But Tara was one of the first one who schooled me to this early on, man, when I got into cannabis, about hot spots. She was the first one who told me about these hot spots. And I was like, what's going on with these edibles? Some people eat them, they're fine. Other people eat them, they smacked up. You know what I mean? We eat the same batch. One person's banged out of their mind, the other person's fine. And I was like, what is going on? But Tara was the first one who explained to me about the hot spots because of the failure for emulsification and the evenly distributed and all that stuff. And we're still seeing it, ladies and gentlemen, because I just went into the dispensary the other day and I bought some chocolates. To test out on some of my non-heavy cannabis user friends, right? They always like to start with edibles. So I gave them the edibles and they were like, first day, Dave was like, I didn't feel those 2, man. The second 2 they took the next day, they were like, those I felt. And I was like, wow, what a difference. You know what I mean? To the first day, they said they didn't feel it. Second one, they felt it. Still to this day, it's a problem. It's an issue, man. It's very difficult. We're talking about oil and water. It's hard to mix them, fluently. You got to do some things, some science, man. So yeah, be aware, guys. And that's the reason why some of your friends, you eat a brownie, half of the brownie, same brownie, they eat the other half, they all smacked up and you're not. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let's talk a bit about manufacturing now, Tara. Let's get into the manufacturing conversation and let's talk about going to get your micro manufacturing license, and you got to decide what types of products you're going to produce. And that means what type of equipment. That's going to dictate what type of equipment you need to have as a manufacturer. So let's talk about the equipment a little bit. Manufacturing equipment, What did you do? What was some of the determining factors for you in selecting the right equipment? And what goes into that whole process?
Yeah, sure. So it's definitely the license with the highest learning curve. Traditionally, in every state, it's the fewest number of licenses. It's very expensive. It's not as expensive as cultivation because you don't need the square footage and you look at the water, electric. Those are huge overhead expenses. But it's not, a lower point of entry like a dispensary. So there is a higher startup cost. Why? Funny. So I looked at the graphic for this, and I didn't really like read it. You know, when you're speaking, and Gary, to people probably don't know this is what a great marketer he is. He does the graphics for you. So he just sends you this wonderful, oh, Tara's speaking, and just share. And it's fine. And I looked at it last night because it came in two parts, manufacturing, and then it said, make it, the word cheap was in there. And I was like, wait, cheap? Like, this process isn't cheap. You want me to tell them how to get a yacht for cheap too?
Yeah, we know it's not cheap. That is my hook word to get them to pay attention. Well, guys, we're going to make something cheap. All right. And then everybody's, oh, for real? Yeah, not really. But yeah, you're going to learn how to make it cheaper.
Yeah. So, right. So you got to look at cost effective, where you could save money, where you can have cash flow, reduce expenses. So that was a big deciding factor for me was, so if you're going to go with something like hydrocarbon, now what's cheap about that? The cost of producing it, the speed of producing it, and the ease of producing it. You can do really quick runs. The labor is next to nothing. You can pump it out, and it's great. But the build out, because it can explode, which it doesn't. It doesn't in commercial environments because there is so much oversight and so much safety protocols and all that in place. But now, think about, is that what you want to put your money into? It's a C1D1 space, it's explosion proof, it's all this extra, and as hard as towns are being when you have to go into a town hall city council meeting type thing now and say, hey, I want to put something explosive where I'm going to make weed, that's more of an uphill battle. So
very much so.
Yeah.
Because they're very specific in these towns, and I've been in these council meetings and planning board meetings, man, and they are getting so specific about everything that ever is required. They want you to know, they want you to list it out, they want you to show them every single nut and bolt and device you're using, what it does, explain it to them. I mean, they're getting detailed, y'all.
Yeah, and you just got to scare one person to start turning the tide away from supporting you. So keep that in mind with that. And also, so distillate's really been a race to the bottom, which is another reason I didn't want to do it. And in maturing markets, people move away from it because it lacks all those other things I was talking about, a complex profile. But if you look at when we first started opening the adult use market, distillate was like $18,000 a liter. It's in single digits now. So we've seen a massive price drop. So that was my reason for not wanting to do that. So I compare it to like, I want to be more like craft beer, where with rosin, your equipment is much, much, much cheaper. Now the skill level, much, much higher. So actually making good rosin is a skill. It's not easy. It's time consuming. So now your money's going more into labor, which is over the long run, nothing is more expensive than people. Yeah, so automation is key, but you're getting a better product and you're having lower startup costs if you just want to get the doors open. So that's something to think about in there. And really it just comes down to what you want to do. Even within those two things, like everyone is so different. Like I would never want to own a cultivation. That just sounds terrible to me.
Right. You want to be a farmer. You want to just be a straight farmer. It's glorified farming, y'all. You know what I mean? And retail is glorified retail. It's a glorified quick check. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, this is what people have this pie in the sky image of cannabis, but it's regular business, y'all. It's the same. You know what I mean? In many ways.
Oh, I say that to people. Like, would you open a restaurant? Would you open a shoe store? Like, it's not any different. It's harder. It's harder. I said
Right, right.
yesterday, I said, you know what, maybe open a restaurant. They have a 10% success rate. Like, a restaurant sale. And you're planting seed. That's like great odds.
I know, man. It is real in the field out here, but you got to think like that. You have to
Yeah.
think like that, ladies and gentlemen. So no, this is good. This is good. Now, with the rosin and talking, I love that, man. Using the rosin, doing a heat press, doing it more, organically. I'm always a proponent of that. I've always liked heat pressing and doing cold pressing and all that kind of stuff, man, to extract the full goodness of the plant. And I've definitely noticed a difference when it's done that way. My body feels a significant difference when I experiment with when you're dealing with the full plant extraction versus partial components. So yeah, rosin's way to go. But I didn't know the process, how much skill it requires. So that's good to know, Tara. That it requires a bunch of skill though to get real nice with it, with that rosin, huh? You gotta get nice with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a cannabis nerd. If you can't tell, like 15 years of this, it's like I try to remember to not get too in the weeds, carried away. But like, so Blazing Bakery, I want to do rosin because that's what I like. That's what appeals to me. Is it harder? Is it more work? I really don't care. This is what I like, and this is the product I want to bring to market.
Right.
And I really think that's it. At the end of the day, if you'll buy it, someone else will probably buy it.
Yeah.
And Blazing Bakery products, I just, and there's going to be different tiers too, because the other thing I consider is, not everyone has the money for premium, and I don't want to price people out of the market. So there will be lower end products I make because some people, that's what they can afford. And it's like, okay, yeah, I'm only going to sell the whole foods of cannabis. No, I'm going to do both. But at the end of the day, I will definitely love nerding out on making super cool premium products. So.
Yeah. And I like that concept. I've done the same as well in multiple businesses where sometimes we'll be the niche of something and we might be the Tiffany's of that industry. And sometimes we're actually taking both markets. We're being a high end, and for the lower end individuals, just making a separate brand or a separate spinoff or a separate whatever. I found that to be highly effective in multiple business models that I've used in the past, being able to suck up some of those other market share that I was normally just letting go and saying, nah, I don't do that. That's for someone else. No, but I did find it beneficial to, and I did some things with separating the brand so that people would know that there was a, difference in quality kind of thing. But there's always a way to slice it, y'all. Always a way to freaking slice this thing up, man. So let's talk about expenses, Tara. And we only got a couple more minutes, guys. So put all your questions in the chat, y'all. I'm going to try to get the rest of y'all questions real quick before we let Tara go. I got a couple other ones and then I'm going to get to that one. So let's talk about expenses and, unexpected expenses, inflated expenses, other expenses you didn't anticipate initially. Has there been anything that's really surprised you along the expense journey of putting this manufacturing facility together?
Yeah, the worst expenses, the ones that hurt the most. I could tell you one I paid for this month that killed me. So Green Alchemy is my manufacturing facility. Green Alchemy will make Blazing Bakery products, but Green Alchemy is what my license is. We did a crowdfunding for it. So another thing, by the way, you're not allowed to promote a crowdfunding before it launches. You didn't know that.
Really? Oh yeah, I didn't know that either.
So I wouldn't be promoting our crowdfunding, but I do want to say, if you follow me, we do have some big announcements coming up. But so if you were to do a crowdfunding, you need to have a financial audit of your finances. So Green Alchemy, the licensed facility, has no revenue. It's I'm still going after the license. We have expenses, but there's no revenue. So someone told me, all right, we'll need a financial audit of Green Alchemy. I said, financial audit, it doesn't make any money. I've paid a few expenses, licensing fees. They actually went through my expenses and figured out that 80% of them were services for basically legal and accounting. So expect 80% of what you spend, and that's going back a few years of what I spent to get this license, to just go to things that are really awful to pay for. Nothing to show for it except maybe a piece of paper or stamp. But yeah, so those are the ones that hurt. So I had to pay $1,200 the other day for someone to look at Green Alchemy's finances and then stamp a piece of paper that said didn't make any money. Yeah. It wasn't too
You had to
expensive.
pay $1,200 for an official stamp to say, we didn't make any money. Yeah, there it is. It's official. And it
So,
cost you $1,200
and
to
guess
show
what?
that you made zero, huh?
Our expenses just went up by $1,200.
Right. Say, this is what I like to show you. You're putting me further in the hole here, buddy.
Yeah, so there's those things. The unforeseen expenses are things where you're just like, I'm sorry, what? Like, for the town, I needed this one thing stamped. I was like, wait, but the work's done already. Everything's completed. It's approved. They were like, yeah, but it's not stamped. So that's going to be $2,000. And then you like, this guy sends you a form letter with a stamp, and you're like, oh, now it's good. So it's just these unforeseen expenses that are really, they just hurt. You just think like, oh, I could have went away for the weekend and now I have a stamp. Yeah, so those are just I mean, you could foresee the other expenses. You could foresee the equipment, the ingredients, the rent, the utilities. Like, when you see that line item in business plans of unforeseen expenses, I feel like it's really those things that like just sideline you on a Tuesday where you're like, what do I like? The other day I should post this on social. This is so stupid. I own Blazing Bakery. I own Green Alchemy. And someone was like, well, we'd like to solidify that relationship. I was like, well, it's me. And they were like, well, can you write a LOI that you're going to enter talks? And I was like, do you want me to write an LOI to myself, sign both signatures? And I was like thinking to myself, yes, I'm excited to continue talks with myself, but I do feel relieved I won't sue myself. So, yeah, so that contract had to exist. So it's silly. It's a bunch of stuff where you're just like, all right, whatever. Just let me make the edibles. But
Yes. All right, guys, I'm going to get to your questions. I'm going to ask one more, and then I'm going to get to your questions. I'm going to throw them up. Any questions, you guys put them in the chat right now. All right, Tara, sourcing materials. How? Give your best advice for people out there looking to source materials. How do you make sure that they're the cleanest source that you can get? How do you ensure that you're getting a good source? What's the difference between sources? Any points or pointers that you can give about sourcing good quality ingredients when you're building out in your edibles?
yeah, so I would say, again, what are your priorities with that? Really, our biggest source of flower right now is coming from MSO still, unfortunately. We have a few small people coming online. They are struggling to create enough cannabis to really fulfill the demand. A lot of them are micros, and of that, they're not really even looking at wholesalers as much because people are just clamoring for this on a retail level. So it's a secondary thing. Even the people getting licensed, you're gonna flower the next day. So just I would say, and this is go through the CRC list and see who's approved, see who's about to be approved, see who is going to be on your timeline. Just because they're not open today, if you're also not open today, there's a lot of people trying to open. So, if you can always trace things back. If you look on people's labels, on the back of the label that you have on every product, you can see manufacturing information enough to be able to say, oh, well, this strain and this strain, this many people do this. Let's trace it back. Oh, this MSO manufacturer it. All these people are sourcing from here. Okay, do you like that product? That's it. That's the simplest way. If you want to find out if someone you want to source from, probably just go buy it. I mean, you could say, check the COA, do all this. It's almost like, I don't know if you've ever seen those memes where it's like, they take a million different soda brands or candy grams, and at the center it's like Procter & Gamble or Coca-Cola. It's really just a spider that makes a million different things, but they all go back to the same one. So if you like a product from one of the major providers, they all can provide you source materials at this point. If you're looking to do something a little unique, you got to realize these are people who are just coming to market. They have a limited supply. So then it goes back to relationship building and finding people who want to work with you to some degree. It's almost your choice at this point and who's ready. So like everything else, it's legwork. And, so much of the, like normally you'd be like, oh, ask for a COA. Like it's done for you. Like the CRC is making sure everything is tested. But I guess that said, you still do see people get flagged for like putting moldy product on the shelves. So yeah, it's always your own due diligence, but you always have to make sure. But I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
say that's the starting point. It's definitely a challenge right now sourcing for manufacturers, but I think I know once we see more people come in line online, that's really going to help our product prices for the consumer, and we're going to start to see more price accessibility to complete the legacy market.
Right, right, absolutely. A source and goodness. Natalia's here. Natalia from one of our mastermind members. What's up, Natalia? Didn't even see you here. Cafe Con Leche, baby. She's making all types of, and she's got some niche products that she's servicing for the Latino audience, the Latino snacks, desserts, and other things like that. Super dope, man. She's gonna do it big. But she's in the process of making a cannabis-infused coffee. She says, but she's not sure how to manufacture it, Tara. Do you have any advice for Natalia? Where to get started? How to start in the cannabis-infused coffee world?
I love this because there's certain products where like I want to make, but I feel like that's not my culture. I shouldn't be the person making that. I'm like, I'm gonna have to partner with someone to make this more authentic. But yeah, so I do look forward to partnerships with like cool, diverse products. But coffee. So I assume we're talking about coffee that's already made, not ground coffee, because there were people who want CBD that would take a powdered form and put it in like a Keurig capsule, but
Yeah.
that seems incredibly hard to dose. So we're looking at liquids then, which your biggest problem with liquids, and they're wildly popular. Beverages are a huge expanding market. So here's your problems. They're heavy. So when we talk about distribution costs, the cost to ship one vape cart versus one coffee is a lot higher because some people are just are you talking about the amount of space a pallet takes up? Are you talking about weight? We're not shipping obviously, but so within that, dosing is pretty much the same as anything else. You're emulsifying. What you would need to probably do is do something that's a nano emulsion to make your product soluble in water, because coffee is made of water. And then beyond that, how are you going to package it? Canning equipment's really expensive, so you need to look at something cost effective with that. So major concerns with the beverage are going to be making sure it's emulsified correctly. The nano emulsion or fast acting now, that's kind of more the trend. Worry about your packaging costs, what kind of startup equipment. I mean, someone for beverages, a lot of people for beverages have approached me for manufacturing, and they said the startup equipment cost is about $250,000. We're 2 minutes over. But I said to them, I'm like, look, if 10 of you want to put in 25 grand each and buy the equipment manufacturing, I'll make beverages for you. And I think I have about that now, but still to me, that's like a phase 3 thing because I need to get my own products up. So those are the biggest challenges with beverage.
Yeah, good stuff. Cannabis coffee. Many ways to do it, but that's a good question, Natalia. Thank you for that. And then Latiana, she was up here blowing it up. She said, free class allow me to get certified to extract, dose, and infuse. Consumption regulations on site. We're working. Latiana, that was some good info. And then everybody started blowing you up saying, Latiana, where is it? How did we get there? How did you get the freebie? So Luke Church says, BVV. What's BVV, Luke? Something BVV has free extraction classes. BVV University. Anybody know what BVV is? Extraction crash course for hydrocarbon and ethanol extraction. And then Latiana comes back and says City Tech and Kingsborough Community College both offer these classes online, ladies and gentlemen. They just started growing hemp as well. Latiana, see, people, man, if you're ready to learn, man, people they'll find it. Latiana's finding it. Luke knows where it's at, man. You know what I mean? Luke said, holla at me if you need it, guys. You know what I mean? He's if you want to sign up, shoot him an email. Are you with BVV, Luke? Tell us who BVV is, man. You know what I mean? Latiana's also throwing up her email saying, guys, you need some help. Reach out to her, man. She'll show you where to get the freebies and how to learn, because you heard Tara say it's good to learn, even if you don't know it. And this is something that I've always done as a serial entrepreneur. In all my business models, I always learned the process first. I knew I wasn't going to continue to do the process. I was going to delegate it, but I just learned it first. So I knew what to look for when I hired the person to do the position that's going to take my position. I can ask the right questions. I can instruct properly. I can put together the training modules. I can do everything, and I can time myself and know how long it takes me to do it. And then I get my employee, and then I'm timing them to see how proficient they are getting. These are the ways that you make efficient business models, ladies and gentlemen. So it's all about, man, getting out there, rolling your sleeves up, learning it yourself, and just adjust enough sometimes to be able to identify good talent or train someone else. So it's a really valuable to learn it, man, from ground up. Rosette was talking about how she was testing as well and the importance of that. Rosette says she invested in some testing equipment, personal testing equipment, she says, that she's been using to dial in her products. And that's a really great thing to do too, y'all. They got these portable testers now, man, and these things are going. They're looking next level, man. These guys are doing real-time testing right in front of you at some of the trade shows and stuff. So yeah, Rosette, I know you bought one of those devices, and they're not that expensive. Some of them are only $1,500, $2,000, man, and you can do your own testing on the spot. All right.
Can I say something about Rosette?
Yeah, sure.
So we've had a phone call in the recent past, and we are in talks. And anyone can end up doing it, but I talked to her about maybe making her edibles, because I see them every year at RC, and they're impressive, and more importantly, she is impressive. And I think this is a thing where I was just talking about, like, partnerships where it's not something I feel comfortable putting out, but she is like an amazing veteran, and I was like, I've worked with Leo and stuff like that, and I love that aspect, but I'm not a veteran, so it almost feels like stolen valor to me, where I'm like, I can't, I could put out something to promote it, give a portion of the proceeds, do all that, but it's not the same as like when someone who's lived that experience puts it out, and you feel like, oh, this is how it should be. So I love that about her. Her history is amazing. Rosemont edibles are amazing. And I hope you see more of her in the future.
Yeah, man. Rosette in the building. Roseland Edibles, baby. Always representing. Real Can in the building. Longtime mastermind member. Doing it big, man. She's going to be in all different markets, guys. Follow us. I'm telling you, just be in the building, guys. If you want to meet all the right people under one roof, just come to the conference October 18th and 19th. Go to realcannabisentrepreneur.com. Get your tickets right now. realcannabisentrepreneur.com. 50% off, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to get them dirt freaking cheap. Now, Edna, last two questions of the day. Is rosin solventless? Both her and it is solventless, Edna. Yes, it is solventless. It is solventless because we're not using any solvent. It's just using the heat and it's pressing it. So it's no liquid, no nothing. You're just pressing that bad boy, just like they do with cold press olive oil, right? You use a cold press it up out of that gel. Same thing, just pop, pop, pop. You know what I mean? Put the heat on it. Put a little. What they put the little baking paper in between. I usually see the guys put the paper in there and they're peeling it off and rolling it up and doing all kind of stuff. Some of my guys give me some. I put it in my spliffs and all that. Sometimes it's good stuff, man. I love it. I'm telling you, it's one of the smoothest smoking. I will tell you, I've gotten some rosin infused pre-rolls and they were banging. I got them from Vegas and boy, I saved some of them. They were so right. They were so good. Yes. All right. Let me see. Any last thing? Rosin cheap to start requires more skill. What super cool premium product can we expect? And then have we lump problems? Blah, blah, blah. Are you looking for new products at the moment, Rosette? And that's Rosette. And you already got the plug, Rosette. But for everyone else, are you looking for new products? Any new products? Anybody got products you might partner with Tara? Tara, you got an eye on anything that you might be looking for?
Yeah, absolutely. I like hearing unique ideas. I had and I'm really into mentorship at the moment. I'm reaching this like stage of my career where I don't want to look. When I was trying to get my license, I was looking for people who were going to give me big bags of money so I could pay for a license. And they weren't necessarily the people I loved working with. A lot of them had never used cannabis. They kind of looked down on like the stoner community. But whatever. But now I'm at the point in my career where it's like, okay, now it's my Willy Wonka chocolate factory, and I want to work with people I like, who have cool, fun, creative ideas who are great to work with. And I want to work with people who think of something I haven't thought of. So if you have something where you're just like I have ideas that aren't in any market. Like, not just they're not in the New Jersey market. Like, some of the things I'm going to be bringing to market aren't their first time anywhere. So if you can come to me with something like that, and of course we'll get an NDA in place, and that's your IP. But I would love anyone who brings me super unique ideas. And also, I mean, something that's kind of important for me right now is I had this young girl I was working with. She was so motivated. I wanted to mentor her. I wanted to do all this great things. And then someone came to me and told me, like, oh, her dealer's this and blah, 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 and this is after her. And I was like, okay, cut, done. Don't call me. So I'm not looking for anyone who's bringing drama, anyone who's still like, at this point, I understand that the legacy market is more affordable, but if you want to be part of the legal market, and I'm sorry, it's not great right now. It is what it is. It's expensive, but you need to be part of the legal market. And if you're not helping me get this thing better, helping us get cooler products, helping us bring prices down, then in some way you're kind of hurting us and you're putting at risk everything I worked for. So that's the two things in partners. I want to see someone who at this point is committed to being 100% on the, the license path, and is doing something that is just, or even if it's just something I have seen before, put a new spin on it, or have a good story, or just be really passionate. Those are, like I said, mentorship, things like that. So
Yeah.
I love to make everyone's products. So if you bring me something like that, I've been saying everyone, and I'm getting a really big response where I'm like, I can't make everyone's products. So year one, might have to expand, but
Right.
I do want to work with as many young entrepreneurs, diverse entrepreneurs as possible. So please hit me up. We'll see what we can do. And yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Tara, how can they get to you? What's the easiest way to get to you? What do you prefer? Your preferred communication channel?
Yeah, Gary, I don't have a way to throw it in the chat except the private chat. So
I could do it. I could do it for you.
So pretty much everywhere on social. If you want to follow me personally, which is more of like things like this, it's I am Tara Misu, TARAMISU. If you want to hear more about my company and what's going on with that, that is Blazing Bakery. And we are doing some of the alt cannabinoids. We're bringing new products to market, and I'm setting up that licensing deal with myself. So that's good. So that's at Blazin, BLAZIN Bakery. And then finally, if you want to get more of like a BTS for the licensing process, it's, I'm just clicking off the Green Alchemy social. That's at Green Alchemy. Anywhere else you want to check out Blazin Bakery products, what we got, blazinbakery.com. And if you want to shoot me an email, for anything, we'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. I'll help you out in any way I can. TMISU at Blazin, BLAZIN, bakery.com.
That's right. Tara Misu in the building, ladies and gentlemen, dropping bombs for us here today. Y'all put up some T's in that chat right now. She gave us so much great information today, ladies and gentlemen. If y'all liked what she just delivered, put some T's up in the chat, represent, man, because she made sure she drops it down. Make sure she's always here, guys. And if you really want to get to her, come to the conference, October 18th and 19th. If you want to chill out, you want to chill in a more of a relaxed environment and kick it and make a real friend, come see Tara on stage. Come see Rosette. Come see all my mastermind members. We'll all be in the building under one roof. Ladies and gentlemen, doing it big, man. If you want to get to Tara, here's her social media, man. She's very active there. Just go to I am Tara Misu. I am Tara Misu at I am Tara Misu. Ladies and gentlemen, and you will get to Tara and see if you got some unique products and service things that you want to offer out. She might be a great partner for you, ladies and gentlemen. So Tara, thank you again. Any closing remarks, any closing words before we go for the day?
Yeah, like I said, you're not allowed to talk about crowdfunding campaigns online. And I think that's a really weird law.
It is, right? It is. We always get restricted. When it ain't cannabis, it's fundraising, it's something else. We always got some compliance and regulations. But you know what, guys? We got to deal with it, man. We just got to learn how to get around it, man. That's what it is. Learn how to play to win. Play to win. We can all complain. We complain about it. I complain too. I hate it. I don't like a certain thing. But you know what? I always figure out a way around it. That's the reason I've been able to promote this conference and do everything else, just like you heard Tara talk about. They don't let us say cannabis. They try to ban us from every damn where. We can't run no ads. You know what I do? I find other ways to do it. They can't stop us all, y'all. So don't give up, man. Just keep plowing, baby. And we're going to make it there. So big up to everybody, man. October 18th, 19th, you're going to see Tara Misu on stage. Thank you so much, Tara. Appreciate everything, man. Let's go. Green Alchemy in the building, ladies and gentlemen. You ready to get those products popping? Go see Tara. Holla. You know what I mean? Let's go. Yes, man. Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, everybody that's working on a product, right now, actively working on a product, I need you to contact me. We're going to do something special at the conference. Contact me. Just reply back to any one of the emails, webinar emails, conference emails. Hit me up. Change the subject line when you send it back to me and say, I'm working on a product, a cannabis product. Put that in the subject line if you guys want to get, I'm working on a cannabis product. Okay? Everybody's working on a cannabis product, holla at me. I'm going to give you some resources, and I'm going to show you some other things that's going to take your business from 0 to 60, man. I'm doing the damn thing, but it's only first come, first serve. So my people with fast action and my people who come and support us at the webinars and at the conferences and everything else, you are first in line. So take advantage, ladies and gentlemen. Reply back to any email. Get it back at me today. All right? Change the subject line to I am launching a cannabis product, okay? And then we're going to talk, and I'm going to get you some other things that you're going to need, ladies and gentlemen. So that's it, man. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, another Powerhouse webinar. Big up to Tara Misu, man, for coming through and making sure we have built the last in this game, baby. And make sure you guys go out and get your tickets, man. Real Cannabis Entrepreneur, realcannabisentrepreneur.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the day, man. I got to run and go.